Today is Saturday, February 27th. As we wrap up the second month of 2021, we started to think about those New Year's resolutions many of us made at the start of the year. Statistics show most people who make them are not actually following through a few months later. So we wanted to take a break from the everyday news to talk about how to reach your goals, big and small, even if that means restarting right now. Joining me today is the founder and host of the award-winning podcast Entrepreneurs on Fire, and my friend John Lee Dumas. He runs a multi-million-dollar media company and has interviewed literally thousands of successful entrepreneurs. He's been featured in Forbes, Fast Company, MSNBC, and more. And now he's sharing what he's learned over the years in his upcoming book, The Common Path to Uncommon Success. So here's our conversation about New Year's resolutions, reaching goals, and finding more freedom in your everyday life. Welcome to the Newsworthy Special Edition Saturday, when we sit down with a different expert or celebrity every Saturday to talk about something in the news. Don't forget to tune in every Monday through Friday for our regular episodes, when we provide all the day's news in just 10 minutes. It's fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. It's time for today's Special Edition Saturday. You ready? Let's do this. John Lee Dumas, thanks so much for joining me here on the Newsworthy.
Erica Mandy, I am fired up to be here.
So there are various statistics, but research has shown that as many as half of American adults make New Year's resolutions, yet fewer than 10% keep them for more than a few months. Now, obviously, the stress of the pandemic has made things harder on everyone in the last year, but what's your take on why people struggle so much to reach these New Year's resolutions and their overall goals?
Listen, I'm an Army officer. I spent 8 years as a tank commander in the U.S. Army, so I'm just going to say it like it is. When you have discipline, you are a disciple to a plan of action. You want to get more fit? You want to exercise? Well, when are you going to actually do it? When are you going to plan that workout? And for me, like, the number one thing that you can control is your morning. Like, I'm not saying to wake up earlier or to lose sleep. I'm a big believer in sleep, but life just gets crazier as your day goes on. So you need to figure out, hey, how am I going to set aside time in the morning to set my goals, to plan my goals, and then to execute upon those goals? For instance, back in 2020, my goal was to write my first traditionally published book. It wasn't going to happen if I just let that happen. But guess what? I had a plan. I was a disciple to give the first 2 hours of every day to getting to at least 500, goal of 1,000 words every single day, period. And that allowed me to complete that goal. Otherwise, Erica, it just would not have happened. So be a disciple to a plan of action every single day and execute. That's how you're going to get to your goals.
Yes. So planning ahead, planning your day is one really concrete way that can help someone stay on track with their goal. Any specific ideas for really executing that plan once you've made it?
Listen, you need to create or join a masterminds/accountability group, whatever you want to call it. And believe me, a lot of people struggle with this because, and I understand why, because they think that they need to find people who all have the same goals. That is not the case. You don't all have to have the same goals. You just have to respect the people that are in that mastermind, that are in that accountability group, and support and guide them along the journey. So you have to find people who you know, like, and trust, who are going to support you with your stated goal, who are going to hold you accountable with your stated goal, who are going to give you the advice they can on your stated goal, and you're going to do the exact same thing for them. When you add that component to your goal set, to that actual plan of action, your chances of going to success and getting to success are so much higher.
Yeah, that accountability piece. And especially now, I mean, we're living in a world right now that can be hard and we can put pressure on ourselves. We're told a lot of different things from various people online about what we should do, what we shouldn't do. How should someone balance that and still be able to reach their goals, yet not be too hard on themselves if they do get off track, especially with some of the added stress that we're dealing with in today's world?
There's a quote I want everybody to think about: compare and despair. If you compare yourself to other people in this world who maybe are a little further ahead than you or a lot further ahead, you're going to despair. And that's always a bad move. If you're hard on yourself in that way, you're always going to despair as a result. And by the way, everybody in this world can despair. Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, he can look at somebody else's health or their relationship and he can despair because he's not going to match up on that comparison. So never, ever have that comparison. What you need to do is compare yourself to one person. You yesterday. If you're winning that comparison, and Erica, not every day, but just more days than not, you are winning at life. So stop being hard on yourself by comparing yourself to others and just say, hey, am I a little bit better than I was yesterday? Am I a little bit further along? Am I a little bit closer to my goal? And if 4 days out of the week, you're saying yes, you're winning. So stop comparing and despairing to anybody except yourself yesterday.
Yeah, and that seems to go along with some of the planning, right? Sit down, think about your accomplishments, and that might motivate you to do even more. Looking at the bigger picture, I know we have these specific New Year's resolutions, these specific goals maybe for the year, but what have you found that people really want to achieve overall when it comes to their lifetime?
There's one word. And I've interviewed over 3,000 successful entrepreneurs over the past 9 years, and they want freedom. And whatever that definition of freedom is to them, they want location independence. They want lifestyle freedom. They want financial freedom. But at the end of the day, what they want is freedom. Freedom to choose what they do, where they do it, and who they do it with. Like that is so critical for people. And that's at the end of the day, what their goals are trying to get them towards. Because goals will help you get there, by the way, one step at a time. And this kind of goes back to that compare and despair thing I talked about earlier. Your focus needs to be on winning that comparison of you yesterday. And if you're doing that, you are getting one step closer to your version of freedom. That's the key.
Still ahead, we discuss his 17-step roadmap to help you get closer to that freedom and uncommon success, and he describes his favorite acronym to live by. But first, let's take a quick break to thank our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by Ritual. We all deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why, especially when it's part of your daily routine. And that's why I appreciate Ritual's transparent approach. They have a one-of-a-kind visible supply chain so you always know what nutrients you're taking and where they came from. In fact, I first heard about Ritual vitamins from my doctor, and the more I looked into them, the more I became a fan. And now I've been taking them for months. I also appreciate that I don't feel like I have to hold my nose when taking these pills, and they've never upset my stomach. I can take them with or without food. Plus, with Ritual, I never worry about running out. Ritual multivitamins are delivered every month with free shipping always. And you can get your money back for your first order if you don't love Ritual within your first month. So get your key nutrients with Ritual. And right now, the Newsworthy listeners can get a discount. You can get 10% off during your first 3 months. Just visit ritual.com/newsworthy to start your ritual today. That's ritual.com/newsworthy. This episode is also brought to you by Rothy's. If you have not tried Rothy's shoes yet, let me tell you, they're incredibly comfortable with zero break-in period. Apparently, it's thanks to their seamlessly knit-to-shape design, and whenever I find shoes that combine comfort and style, I'm sold. They even add in sustainability, so I can feel really good about buying from Rothy's. Yes, they've literally transformed tens of millions of bottles into beautiful shoes, handbags, and face masks. And Rothy's innovative manufacturing methods are also planet-friendly. Another major bonus, Rothy's are fully machine washable. Simply toss your shoes in the washing machine whenever they need a refresh. Plus, Rothy's has a bunch of chic styles to choose from. It's no surprise their best-selling shoe, the Point in Black, has more than 3,000 near-perfect reviews. And I give my Rothy's flats that I wear all the time 5 stars as well. So check out all the amazing shoes, bags, and masks available right now at rothys.com/newsworthy. That's rothys.com, rothys.com/newsworthy. Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorites. Head to rothys.com/newsworthy today. Okay, now back to my conversation with John Lee Dumas. I know in your upcoming book, you talk about financial freedom and fulfillment, and you even lay out a 17-step roadmap that you've created to get there. So talk to us a little bit about that roadmap.
Over the last 3,000 episodes that I've interviewed successful entrepreneurs, I've been able to extract things that have led them to not just common success, but uncommon success. And I've created that roadmap that you mentioned. It's a 17-step roadmap, chronological, step 1 to step 17, on how people achieve financial freedom and fulfillment. Let's just start at step 1, because this is where most people fail. You need to find and identify your big idea. That's chapter 1, identify your big idea. And a lot of people don't realize that their big idea is not just what they're passionate about. That might just be a hobby. It's not just what you're good at, because if you're just good at it with no passion, you're going to get bored of doing that thing. And you're not going to be able to keep doing it as long as Erica's done the Newsworthy to make it a success. As long as I've done Entrepreneurs on Fire, combining that passion with skills that you have, combining that enthusiasm that you have with value that you can give to the world. And so we take you through in just chapter 1, the whole process to commingle your passions and your expertise to find that zone of fire so you can actually go forward and say, okay, I love this thing. I'm excited about it every single day, but I'm also bringing value to the world because I'm good at this. I have some expertise. I have some skills in this thing. That's where you're going to win because it's a win for you. You love it. It's a win for other people because it's valuable. That's just step one. And the other 16 steps in this roadmap is chronologically taking you all the way through. It's not secret. It's not hidden how people are successful and become successful. It's not easy, by the way. It takes hard work. It takes focus. It takes drive. I mean, look at the host here, Erica Mandy. She works every single day to bring you what I consider the best news show on the planet. I listen to this show every single day. It's the only news source that I have. Literally, that's it. And she's followed this roadmap, whether she knows it or not. And that's what I had to bring.
You pull back the curtain, you let people into your process, and you did that for me early on when I got started with this show. Anything else that you want to add or just a final takeaway for our audience?
A final takeaway is my favorite word. You need to focus. Follow one course until success. There is a lot of things that are distracting you in this world. There's a lot of things that you could do. There's a lot of people that want to be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. I've never seen those people over my 9 years of interviewing thousands and thousands of successful entrepreneurs. I've never seen a jack of all trades have uncommon success. It's the master of one. It is the master that wins. It is the people that focus on one course and become the best solution to a real problem and a real pain point. So my 2021 call to action for you, follow one course until success.
All right, thanks to John Lee Dumas for coming on the show. You can pre-order his new book right now. Just head to uncommonsuccessbook.com. He's offering 5 pre-order bonuses, including getting all 3 of his productivity journals for free. Okay, thank you so much for listening today. And don't forget to tune into our regular episodes where we provide all the day's news in just 10 minutes, Monday through Friday. We'll be back on Monday with your next news roundup. Until then, have a great weekend.